It's 2013, so there's plenty of resolutions made, and one of them is getting fit and getting in shape for the new year coming up. Now, no matter what exercise you do, one great thing to do every day is to get your huffy puffy on. Now, whether you walk a mile or run a mile, you're going to burn exactly the same number of calories. So, if you're like me and running's not your thing, hurts your knees, your hips, your ankles, then you're better off just walking. But if you've got a limited amount of time, let's say you've only got 10-15 minutes to work out, and you want to burn a lot of calories, then running is going to burn more calories per minute than walking. But the same distance will burn the same number. We've got Alex here today, demonstrating his huffy puffy. He gets his huffy puffy on every day. He's a bit of a walker. Doesn't mind a jog every now and then, do you, Alex?
So fun.
If you want to burn more calories, you can lift up the incline, but most important is that you warm up first before you start running. You don't want your heart rate going from 60 beats a minute to 120 beats a minute in a short period of time. You want to make sure that it comes up nice and gradually. And the best way to do that is slowly walk first. Then if you want to run. Me personally, I'm going to walk everywhere I go. It's a bit hard on my knees. Okay, so we've done all the cardiovascular stuff. It's always good to do a little bit of walking or running or whatever you like to do as far as cardiovascular is concerned every single day. A lot of people who don't like to walk or run, who know how to walk or run, and want to learn a skill while they're doing their cardio, boxing's another great option. In that way, at least you're learning a skill while you're doing your cardiovascular as well. Now, if you're looking at the Thunder guys, they obviously train with weights quite a bit as well, and we like to choose big exercises because big exercises get big results. And what I mean by big exercises is I mean the kind of exercises that use a lot of joints. If you were to do leg extension for your legs, for example, it's a small exercise. It's only working through one joint. We're going to do the squat, or Alice is going to demonstrate it. We're working through the hip joint, the knee joint, and the ankle joint. So we're using a lot more muscles, which means we're getting a lot more bang for our time in the gym. So for the squat, you're going to get underneath the bar. Feet are going to be about shoulder width apart. And all you've got to think about is that you're about to sit down on the couch, the phone rings, and you hop back up again. Simple as that. It's not a really complicated one to do. People tend to make it more complicated than it needs to be. So you're going to hop the bar out from under there, step back a little bit, pretend like he's going to sit on the couch, phone rings, he's got to get back up off the couch. Simple as that. Feet are shoulder width apart, and as you can see, we're working through the hip joint, the knee joint, and the ankle joint. So out of one exercise, he's working his quads, his glutes, his hamstrings, his calves, and probably more than anything else, he's working his abdominals as well to stabilise. It's a great exercise. They call this one the king of exercises. Don't want to go down too far. This places too much stress on your knees. That's about perfect. After every exercise, it's a really good idea. That's when the muscles are going to be their warmest, and it's best to stretch a muscle while it's warm. So, after he's done the squat, he's just stretching out his quads. Spend about 15 seconds each leg, and then we're going to move on to the next exercise, which is going to be lunges. Again, we're using a big exercise to get big results. The bigger the exercise, the more calories you're going to burn for the time that you're doing it. If you do a small exercise, you're not going to burn much calories. So, we're going to do the lunge next, which is a great one for, again, the glutes, the thighs, the hamstrings, the quads, the abs, even the forearms are getting a fair bit of work from holding on. And as you can see, Alex is stretching out as far as he can so that his knee doesn't end up over his toe. This is a great exercise. For all your exercises, if you just want to tone the muscle as opposed to build muscle, you want to do a higher number of repetitions. So while our guys want to build a fair bit of muscle and they want to do between 6 and 12 repetitions, if you're just wanting to tone the muscle, have a really long and lean look, you want to be doing between 15 to 25 repetitions or more of each exercise. If you finish your exercise, it's important to stretch the muscle that you've just worked. We've worked our quads, but we've stretched that, so he's going to stretch his hamstrings now, which is perfect because if you get a lot of lower back pain, it's normally associated with having tight hamstrings. So, the next exercise is going to be an upper body. We've worked the lower body with the squats, the king of exercises, and the lunge. We're going to head with the king of the upper body exercises, which is the bench press. And again, it's a big exercise to get big results. we're going to be working through the shoulder joint and the elbow joint, as opposed to doing an exercise that just works through one joint. We're going to work through as many joints as we can so that we don't have to spend all day in the gym. We just want to spend 30, 40 minutes doing weight training a few times a week and then get in and get out. Okay, so hands are going to be whatever's comfortable apart. We're going to lift the bar up, and then you're just going to lower the bar to the bottom of the chest, just so the elbows are in line with the shoulders. If you lower it down any further than that, you're running the risk of really hurting your shoulders. Again, you'll notice that Alex is using a weight that he can control the weight as opposed to the weight controlling him. He wants to be able to stop the exercise anytime so that he feels comfortable. If you throw the weight around, you're going to place more stress on your joints and less stress on your muscles. When you control the weight, like Alex is doing right now, you're going to place more stress on your muscles and less on your joints. You're a star. Perfect. The arm, you've worked quite a bit, so we're going to stretch out the chest, and Alex is demonstrating that right now. Before we move on to our next exercise, so we've worked the legs, we've worked the chest, shoulders and triceps just on the bench press alone because it's a big exercise. We're going to do another big exercise called the lat pull down, which is going to work the back muscles, back of the shoulders and the biceps. And it goes a little something like this. Pulling down and squeezing the shoulder blades together. You'll notice that some people will do their lat pull down behind the neck, but it places way too much stress on the shoulder joint. So always do it to the front of the body. Focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together, and again, he's controlling the weight, and it's not controlling him. Come on, Big Fay, you can go heavier than that, can't you, mate? Look at the size here.
At the moment.
Okay, so we've done the legs. We've done the chest, shoulders and triceps. We've just finished working the back and the biceps, and he's demonstrating the back stretch. You've got to stretch. It's always important to stretch. You don't want to tighten up. Even though you want to become toned or long and lean, whatever it is, you don't want to be restricted by any of the weight training you're doing. And then the final exercise that we're going to do is going to be for the abs. All it's going to be is we're going to do a weighted crunch. So Alex is going to demonstrate a crunch. First of all, he's going to do it with no weight at all. He's going to place his hands behind his neck. Now, it doesn't matter if your elbows are forward, back, or somewhere in between. It just matters that they stay in that position so you're not throwing your neck forward. He's supporting his head so that he doesn't feel like he's straining his neck, and all he's going to be doing is coming up, pushing his lower, go all the way just to there, pushing his lower back into the ground, like so. That's good. Now Alex is a strong unit, as you probably know, so once you get good at those ones, you can do it with the weight behind your neck as well, just to add a little bit more resistance. After you've done your crunches, the way to stretch your abs is to simply roll over on your stomach, prop up onto your elbows like you're watching TV. And there you have it. That's our tips for your New Year's resolution. First one is get your Huffy Puffy on every single day. You can do cardio every single day, particularly if you're just going for a walk and it's kind of long duration, low intensity. If you've got a dog, best tip is take your dog for a walk every single morning. Not only will your dog love you for it, you'll love the dog more because it'll be much calmer during the day. It'll get all its energy out early on in the day. After you've done your cardio every single day, if you want to take it up a step, you want to do some weight training 3 times a week, best thing to do is do your big exercises to get the most out of it. Make sure you eat 5 to 6 small fat-free meals spaced evenly throughout the day. Don't worry about doing the no carb thing, all right? No carb means no brains. What you want to do is choose the right carb. Eat plenty of vegetables, plenty of stuff out of the ground, plenty of whole wheat pasta, all the good stuff. Make sure you have some lean protein, which is tuna, chicken breast, that kind of thing. Try and keep your fat and your sugar levels down and moderate on the alcohol. Okay, that's our tips for Thunder. Thanks very much for watching. Have a good 2013.